Man, it has been a busy couple days in Marvel Strike Force. I've been busy on my main channel and my Twitch channel. By the way, there's a link down below if you want to go check me on my new Twitch channel that I started to play some other games out there. And man, I have missed a lot of action for Marvel Strike Force. We knew that Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone were coming to Marvel Strike Force, but now we saw that there was a Doctor Strange rework, there was a Mordo rework, there was a Scarlet Witch rework, and now we got a new character, Strife, Hela, as well as Mr. freaking Sinister in his kit. Looks bonkers, crazy, and overpowered. Dare I say maybe kind of Ultron level. Now, I'm not an endgame player by any stretch of the imagination, but this character seems to be pretty darn broken, and we don't quite know how we're going to get Mr. Sinister. He's not in the game just yet, but he has a great kit. Maybe it'll be a legendary character, maybe a character kind of like how you unlock Ultron, a Fear the Darkness type event. Whatever the case may be, he seems really powerful. Really powerful, and I'll kind of tell you a bit why today. The Ultimate 7 raid has been added, which is going to be crazy powerful, and we also, it seems like it's going to be geared more towards tier 14, level 75, so very, very end game content. We have a Elsa Bloodstone event coming up. So let's kind of recap on what has happened in the past few days. I'm not going to do a complete kit reveal. You probably saw those other big channels that are part of the content program, content creator program for Marvel Strike Force. You may have seen it, but I do want to kind of highlight a few things because the Supernatural tag adds kind of a nice few things. By and large, the reworks aren't too different than before for Scarlet Witch, Mordo, and Doctor Strange, but they're trying to make the Supernatural tag a bit more hefty, have a bit more meat on it, and in order to do that, they added some minor tags in their unique abilities. For example, now Doctor Strange, for example, he's gonna, if this character has 3 or more supernatural allies, when a positive effect is applied to an enemy, you heal for 5% of this character's max health. So we also know that ISO 8 mods are going to be coming eventually to Marvel Strike Force at some point, so this might be, for example, something to keep in mind for the Supernaturals. Maybe you're going to want to mod Doctor Strange for a lot of health because you want to have this passive healer. This looks like it's going to be fantastic for, I think, the Alliance raids. Having sustain and all this survivability might help a lot, and there's a lot of revives already with the Doctor Strange, and you're gonna get all these extra revive a supernatural ally with 65% health, revive an ally with 50% health, so he's gonna revive 2 allies basically. So the reworks are definitely good, because originally when we found the Supernatural tag was coming, we only kind of knew a bit about Ghost Rider's kit, but now the Supernatural team seems to be a bit more interesting. It's not gonna be an arena type of team. The developers said that, but I'm really thinking, especially for all these revives going on and the healing, this looks like it's going to be a very solid Alliance raid team. And again, we got some more supernatural stuff. We're looking at Mordo right now. I mean, look, you get to grant extra ability energy to mystic characters, and on death of any character, you heal the most injured supernatural ally for 10%. So lots of healing. That's like the core thing, really, for Alliance raids. You're going to also get healed for 10% the max health on a death of any character. There's a lot of stuff and chances to grant ability energy to the team. And Scarlet Witch got a little supernatural stuff. If there are 4 more supernatural allies, she's always going to apply defense down. So overall, the reworks are just enough, I think, to make the supernatural team something to at least look to. We already know Ghost Rider has a crazy, he applies a ton of bleed, and he penalizes you for defeating his allies. But at the same time, when you have Doctor Strange reviving your allies over and over again, it kind of seems like you go into this kind of loop pattern between Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange, penalizing for ally deaths, and Doctor Strange repeats the cycle by reviving all over again. And Elsa Bloodstone seems like she's going to be one of the bigger damage dealing character for this team, especially this. The more supernatural allies you have, the more damage he's going to put out. So obviously, the Supernatural team, you're going to want to have all these characters put together. But of course, as I said before, I'm probably not going to get this team together anytime soon. But in case, let's say you unlock Ghost Rider, you might have Doctor Strange or something like that to go with Ghost Rider. I think just having Ghost Rider will open up opportunities to use characters like Venom as well as Carnage, because they are really debuff heavy based teams. So maybe for someone like me, as I said in the previous video, you might be able to get more use out of these type of characters to use with Ghost Rider. But it seems like the Supernatural tag is going to be kind of interesting to use. Hopefully we see something come out of it that's a bit interesting. But here we go. This is something that I want to talk about as well. Asgardian tag has been added with the addition of Hela. I can't remember how the heck to pronounce her name, or how the hella to pronounce her name. She has that cosmic mystic tag as well, and she's a controller, so maybe you might be able to use this since she's a mystic controller. Maybe you could use this for the Phoenix event potentially. The Asgardian tag makes me wonder if we're going to start seeing more Asgardians be added to the game, because right now Thor isn't really the most impressive character in the world. So maybe maybe we're gonna see a Thor rework and maybe a Loki rework as well, and then maybe 2 other Asgardians being added. They're really spamming a lot of characters in the game lately, but maybe they just added her because it's kind of fitting the dark, evil Halloween theme right now. So right now, just her kit seems like we're missing something. It's talking a lot about Asgardian allies, and really we only have 2, and they're not the craziest characters in the world. And she's got a summon mechanic and all this fun stuff. She can summon undead Asgardians. So who knows? We have to kind of put a pin in this right now, but it's kind of interesting. I would love to see this game get some more Asgardians because it is kind of an interesting faction. And I really like her anti-death proof thing, clearing 3 death proof from all allies. That is going to be kind of nice. I don't know really what the grand picture of her is going to be just yet, but she has a nice kit. It's very anti-death proof. It's kind of the first, I think, in this game, having a lot of stuff that kind of directly counter death proof based teams. But the thing I think we all kind of want to talk about right now, even for people like me who are still a bit newer to the game, this is something you probably want to just see, because Ultron right now, I think arguably is the best character in Marvel Strike Force. Well, the other day, as we saw with the kit reveals, we see that this dude, Mr. Sinister, is crazy bonkers powerful. He has, first of all, he's got a mutant axe. That's going to be kind of helpful to use. And he's got a lot of synergy with Mystique, who also, Mystique has a lot of synergy with Magneto. And the thing I want to point out right now is that Mr. Sinister can transfer all positive effects from an ally Mystique to this character, and then he spreads it to all positive, he spreads all the positive effects from this character to all mutant or cloned allies. And we're not even talking about the clearing heal block and gaining offense up and all that stuff. And why is this important? Why is this important right here? Well, let me show you Mystique's kit in case you're not too familiar with it. I've been farming Mystique because I've been trying to build up the Brotherhood as well as the X-Men to eventually get Magneto, and that Mr. Sinister ability is directly correlating with this one right here. Right here, she gets to copy positive stats effects and apply it to Cell. And if you're with Magneto and you max this ability all the way, she's gonna copy all positive stats effects. So she's gonna get a ton of status effects applied to herself. And then Mr. Sinister, through his gene therapy, he's gonna take all those status effects, bring them to him, and then he's gonna spread it with all mutant allies on the team. And there are a lot of fantastic mutants in this game right now. So this might be a team that's going to be interesting to see, especially when I want to know how this is going to pair with Magneto. I have a feeling that Mr. Sinister, Magneto, and Mystique might be something big in the future. Hard to say right now. I'm looking forward to unlocking Magneto. It's been kind of a slow grind unlocking, working on my Brotherhood as well as my X-Men. That's going to be a different video for the future, but this is going to be a character you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled for. So I kind of right now, I guess, as a early preview, if you're preparing for Magneto, definitely farm Mystique, because it seems like Mystique is going to be important for the long term of the game. And she's just a good character already, even if Mr. Sinister isn't in the picture of things. And really, I'm wondering if that Mr. Sinister, if he is going to be in the next sort of dark dimension type of event, because it's a very powerful character. Kind of seems like an Ultron-like character. And if it's something just casually able to unlock, I would be kind of worried for those that are playing at the very end game, but I have a feeling they're going to make this probably part of maybe whatever the next Fear of the Darkness type event's going to be. And speaking of Ultron, how he's a powerful character, check this out as well. This right here is crazy. You get to summon clones of the primary target. If you could summon a clone of Ultron, just kill Mr. Sinister right away. It's hard to see how this is gonna work out, because we don't really have too many details on how it's all gonna work. But if you can spawn a clone of Ultron, that'd be pretty scary. So we're gonna see how this pans out more, how we're gonna get the Mr. Sinister, whatever the next Marauder characters might be. But Mystique, Magneto, Mr. Sinister, I think we're gonna see. We're gonna be in for a lot of fun, I think. Furthermore, in regards to that ability that spreads all the spreads all those positive stats effects through Mutant Eugenist, he's able to generate 3 ability energy for this character if non-cloned on a spawn. So how that translates is that, because if you noticed earlier, gene therapy starts on 2 ability energy, and if you could spawn and give your 3 ability energy, he's gonna be able to use this right away. So that's how powerful this is gonna be. There's gonna be some big picture for Mr. Sinister, and I think we're all just gonna have to sit back and relax for the time being and see how we're gonna get this character and how's he gonna impact the game and what teams he's gonna work in. So that kind of wraps up for it today. A lot of stuff added with this new update here. I'm looking forward to see how these new characters and reworks kind of move forward into the future. I think we're gonna have, at least at the minimum, it seems quite obvious, the Supernatural team is gonna be a fantastic Alliance raid team. But we'll see moving forward. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll talk to all of you lovely people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, 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 down. Party Party Richter, Party Richter.
Son of a bitch.
Party Richter, Party Richter.
Get down, down, down. Shut up.
Come on!
Get down or I'll put you down.